Okay, so okay, so we'll have one. So what all are the CI/CD tools which we have learned so far? Because this is one of the main concept under the DevOps practices. Okay, so DevOps practices, we are going to use the multiple tools in order to automate your process through automation. Because there is no any manual involvement over there. It's directly from starting to end, it should be an automatic process. That is how the system is going to build. Okay, so mainly we have learned about Jira is the one of the main tool which we are discussed about. Means I hope you are aware of Jira, right? You are a manual testing how to Confluence or we have the Confluence. So this is the defect management or project management where we are going to include all our test cases and mapping the defects into the Jira. Okay. So then we have discussed about version control system. Version control system, GitHub. We have multiple are there your open source tool. This is or we can use the GitLab also. So GitLab is also a famous version control system. Okay, so once done this, then we have the build management tool. Which one we have discussed about build management tool? Maven, yeah. Maven is the build management tool because it will automatically build all the, say for example, if any versions are going to upgrade, you need to go with the build management tool. Under that, we have the pom.xml where we are going to update the latest versions in order to compile the latest jar files or versions. Okay. Okay, so these two we have discussed, and now and Selenium automation tool, that is a for testing purpose where we are going to use the Selenium tool which we learned. Selenium automation tool for testing purpose. Okay, so now we are going to see the Jenkins. It is a continuous integration tool. Continuous integration versus like continuous delivery or deployment. Because we can simply call it as a CI/CD. Okay, so this is how it is because the whole process is going to be automation. Through automation only we are going to execute the process. Say for example, normally we are having 3 developers are there. Say if I go with see suppose we have developer 1, developer 2, developer 3. Okay, so and we have one central like we have one system is there. So each and everyone has to commit their code, right, to the central repository. Here whatever the changes has done from developer 1, or assume that you have a automation tester, either developer or T1 automation engineer or tester. So they are going to made some modifications and they will commit the code to central repository. Similarly here also D3 versus T3. Either whoever, because developer has write the code for their build that application, whereas the tester will write the code to check that code is correct or not, right? So now this is a application. Say for example, this is nothing but a version control system. This is we can say a central repository. Central repository, because you no need of sitting at one place only. Maybe this guy is sitting under Bangalore, this guy is sitting under Mumbai, or this guy is sitting under United States, somewhere, wherever their locations. It doesn't matter once we have the central repository, because whatever they made the changes, they are going to push their code to the central repository, which is going to be impacted that application. Okay. So now, so here what they are doing, they are commit the code. We have to do commit only, right? Once you commit the code, then we have to use the push command in order to push their changes to the central repository. Say whatever the branches they are using, either master branch or like child branches, they have to push the code to that particular branch. Okay. So with the help of commit, they will commit and they will push the code to central repository. So everyone has merged their code into the central repository. Once the code is merged into the central repository, then what they will do? They will have to copy that particular URL. Okay. So once they copy the URL and they can put it on the CI Jenkins server, CI Jenkins server. Assume that this is a one Jenkins server. Okay, so this is nothing but a continuous integration tool called as a Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins tool. This is a open source tool. Okay, so you no need of any license, you need no need to purchase. Okay, so this is the Jenkins pipeline. Whatever the URL which we are having, right, we will have to just configure that URL into the Jenkins automation tool. Okay, once you configure that, then you have to run your build. Okay, so you have to run the job. So once you configure that, then you have to run the job. That's it. Or you can automatically schedule the job. Whenever the code has been changed, then you can able to run that job automatically. You no need to sit in front of machine also. Say for example, you are having 1,000 lines of code is there. Say assume that you have here 1,000 line of code is there. Similarly, here you have 2,000. Here you have 3,000 line of code is there. Suppose if everyone has tested individually, then it will take a lot of time consumption. Okay. So in order to avoid that, whatever the changes they made, they will directly push into the system, and then this Jenkins CI tool will automatically trigger whenever the changes are going to be occurred in this particular code. Or we have the different build trigger options that we will discuss it after 5 to 10 minutes. So before, just we are going to brief introduction about this continuous integration tool as a Jenkins, which automates your process. Okay. Say what all are the actions are going to work together: build, test. Okay, so here we can have the commit. So these all three options are happens one after another. Okay, there is no need of any manual intervention here. Test, then we have the release code, release build, then deploy to production, prod environment. Okay. So now how this is going to happen? See, now are you clear, Srivalli? Because initially we have a developer. Okay, whatever the code they have written, they will commit the code and they will push the code to the version control system, which is maintaining a central repository. From there, we will have to copy the code and we will configure that URL into the Jenkins automation, Jenkins continuous integration tool. Once you configure that, then you can schedule the job. Okay, you have to create a one new job and you need to build that. Okay, that's it. Then what all are the changes are going to happen here? If application is going to fail at any time, then this will give the frequent feedback. The Jenkins tool will give the feedback to this particular information. Okay, where it got failed, build whether it is failed or pass. It will show all those information. Okay, so that is the beauty of this Jenkins. So that is overall automation process only. Okay, so this is how we are going to see now. So in practically how this is going to be scheduled, I will show you how to install this Jenkins in our local server or through AWS also. If you go through the Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure or any uh, this one Azure DevOps is there, right? GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So if you go with that automation, there also we have some kind of tools. But normally we are going to learn through Jenkins at the initial stage. Then we will, you can practice if you want in that area also. But I don't think so. Those all are important. But this Jenkins is the famous CI tool in overall organizations perspective also. Okay. Okay. So now. Okay, now how to do this? Because there are another CA tools are also there, Bamboo also there, but our more famous is Jenkins only. Most of the organizations are considering for Jenkins only. Okay, so now so see initially how you are going to do that Jenkins, right? Initially you have to download the Jenkins first. So for that you have an official website called as a jenkins.io. Okay. So this is your web where you have the Windows. You can check what is your like this is Windows mission. So I have gone through the Windows. So just first of all, you can go with jenkins.io. Okay, so here you can see this jenkins.io. This is the official website for Jenkins. Okay, build great things like okay, where we okay, so here we have some tools is there. So from here we can download that, or if you want to go through the documentation, we can see here. Okay, see what all are the documentation if we have here. So this is a Jenkins is a open source automation server. Okay, which can be used to automate all tasks. What all are the tasks we have, we can automate directly. Okay. From this we can download this. Okay, so here if you have download option, so once you click on this download option, you will get this this is the long term support, this stable version. You have to go through this one and you need to download this. So you don't go with these changes. You can download this only. Okay, long term stable, right? So here you have the downloading Jenkins. It depends on your mission. Okay, what is the configuration you have? Say for example, this is the latest version in LTS long term support. Here we have this Windows, Ubuntu, Red Hat. These all are the Linux operating machines. So if you want to go through the Linux, you should know about some kind of Linux commands like sudo or how to install apt get. So such common commands are there, but depends on your mission. So this is the Windows operating machine. So I have downloaded through this Windows operating systems. Okay. So once we have downloaded this, you can see it in the downloads folder. Okay. So once you go to the downloads folder. You can see that options here. We have the downloads, right? So this is the Jenkins which I have downloaded in the latest version. So once you have downloaded this, you can you know how to run this, right? Exe files. So you can once you click on this, then you will get the next option. So for next, you have to click that. So that is how we can download the same thing. So this is the process. You can go through these downloads and you can download. Once you run this exe file or this msi, you will get this option. Okay, so once you get this, you will go through the install option. Once you've done that, yeah, it will ask you the folder. But the prerequisite for this is you have the Java versions, either Java 21 or 17 or 18 versions. You have to be in your system. Okay. So how to find the latest Java versions in our machine?
Java hyphen version.
Yeah, you have to use the Java hyphen version. Okay. So because earlier I have that 20, but that 20 is not supported. That's why we have uh, downloaded this 21 version. Okay. So in your machine also you can check which is the version currently running. So you can download that. Okay. So once done this, you can go with next option and it will ask you the username and password here. Okay, so you can use your run service as a local system, or if you can go with you can create your own credentials. So you can use this and then click on the next option. So once that selection is done, then it will you have to check this test port option. Okay, once you done this, you will get this home directory and all. After finally, once you have selected this, see this is the 11 or 17, right? So similarly, you have to update your local path also here and under this. So once done that, you can finally you will get the Jenkins installation Jenkins. So this is how you can download that. So once you get, this is the final step you will get and finish it up. Okay, so then you can run this Jenkins server. Okay, so initially you have to, you will get these options. Initial admin password you have to copy from the backend and you can unlock this server. So, okay, so once you unlock this, then you can see the main page of this Jenkins job. Okay, so from here you can use that same. Okay, so these all are the different steps involved under that. So now we are going to run that same Jenkins only. So once you got that, you can use the local host 8080 and you can use your, because if you are not setting up any parameters, then you have the default admin options, admin and admin. But now I have given username, so that's why it will ask you to enter the username and password. Now, once I click on this Jenkins, so this is the continuous integration tool. So which automates our processes, how the jobs are going to run. Okay, so here initially these all are the different options. I hope somewhere once you get it into the system, right, you will have some manage. Before installing, we will get all the processes. Okay. So I will show you that document also. This is the manage Jenkins. So here we can manage all the system tools and also, and this is the dashboard where we already have the jobs, right? So initially how to create a job here. Here we have the new item, right? So here you have to click the new item and we have different styles of projects are there. Say for example, freestyle project, pipeline project, multi-configuration project, multi-branch organization folder. So normally we'll go with freestyle project. So this is the source code management. Okay, executes build steps serially for. Okay, so here we can use demo batch. Okay, so now I have created one job here. So this is nothing but a demo batch is nothing but one job we have created, and we are going to use this freestyle project. So the moment when I click on freestyle project, this OK button is going to be enabled. So now I am going to click on this OK button. We will get the configuration parameters now. Okay, so here you can see some kind of descriptions. Okay, so you can give anywhere running CI tool. Okay, so this is the general parameters which we are going to set up for that particular project. Say, whenever if you run the build, it is going to generate each and every builds, right? So you have to discard old builds. Suppose you don't want to keep the old builds, so you need to go to this and days to keep the builds. Suppose how many days you want to keep the builds. Say if you set up 1 or 2 days, then it will stay all those bills for 2 days, then it is no longer applicable in this. Say for example, here we have, right? Say in this dashboard, we have here these are the 6 bills or 8 bills are there, right? So whether you want to keep all the 8 bills or you want to remove all the bills. Say for example, if you go to here, you can see total 8 bills are there, eight from. So whether you want to keep all the bills or you want to keep only the latest bills. So for this reason, you have to schedule that. So again here you have the configure. Just go to here, and that is how it should work. So if I keep 1 day, maximum bills to keep. Suppose if I will keep only two, then it will keep only 2 bills over there. Rest all are going to be either removed or it is going to be archived. So if okay, so this is how it is going to set up. So that is the purpose of discard old bills. Whenever if you don't require, you can set up till how many days. Suppose if I keep 30 days, then these all bills are going to be stay for 30 days. Okay. And maximum bills, how many you need to keep. Suppose if I keep 15, then it will say 15 and rest of them are going to be removed. So that is how the purpose of discard old bills. Similarly, GitHub project. Say, what is your GitHub project? So, for example, which project you are going to execute the application. Okay, so so this is the URL which you need to give. Okay, project URL. Say in the GitHub we have the different projects, right? Suppose here I have the see this is one. Project URL is there. Okay, so this one I am going to copy this and I am going to put it in this particular project URL. Okay, so now this project is parameterized, or these all are the parameters only. So say for example, which environment parameters, or we can set up the Boolean parameters or anything. Okay, so this is one thing. Execute concurrent builds. Suppose if you want to run multiple builds at a time, concurrent builds in the sense uh, concurrently means simultaneously. If you want to run the builds in multiple missions, then you can choose this. Okay, or we don't require this. Okay, so these all are the configuration parameters only. And then we have the source code management. So from where we are getting this GitHub. So here you have to use the repository of URL. Okay, so here we need to paste this. Please enter a Git repository. Okay, so now these credentials, I am not going to give any credentials here. If you want, we can use that also. So So here I am keeping only old builds only, because now here we have given the Git configuration. Okay. So now whatever the code present under this branch, this is going to be execute automatically. Okay. So now repository browser, this is not require add branch. So this one is master branch we added. If you want to add any child branches, then we can go and add any specific branches so that we can use it here. Similarly, build triggers. See, suppose you are not available in front of the system when the changes happens in the code. Okay. So how are we going to mitigate that? You got my point, Srivalli. Suppose you are not in the system, but that time changes are happening in the code. That means in this repo, they made some changes. So in that situation, how are we going to execute that? Even though if you are not available, you can able to execute that. So how to do that? You have to use this. Either you have the different build trigger options. Trigger builds remotely, build after the other projects are built, or build periodically. So build periodically means, suppose if you want to set the time, we can say those all are the cron jobs. What we can say, it's a cron, CRON, cron job. So this is what we are going to use. So how the format is going to be happens, minute, okay, minute, hour, day, month, like this, year. So like this is the format of cron job. So you can set this here as a, if you want to keep all blanks, then you can use the star, star, star like this. Okay. Say for example, star like this. So if I want to run every 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then I can see here as a 3. Okay. So like this, we need to set up the cron job. So this is how we are going to set up. So once you set up this, what is going to happen here? If I set up the build periodically, suppose if I scheduled every 1 hour, then your job is automatically triggered for every 1 hour. But if we are not setting any parameters here, then whenever if you run manually, that time only it will trigger the job. But once I schedule the job, then it is automatically trigger without intervention of you. Okay. So that is what it is going to happen. Similarly, we have the poll SCM also, poll source code management. What is the difference between build periodically and build poll SCM? Here, without any changes happening in the code, it automatically trigger the job every 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever the parameters which we are setting up here. But whereas poll SEM, if changes happens in the job, then only it is going to be trigger. Otherwise, it won't trigger. Okay. So periodically means every 2 minutes. Suppose if I will set a job to run every 2 minutes, then it is going to execute every 2 minutes, irrespective of whether the changes are happening in the code or not. Whereas in the poll SEM, if changes happen in the code, then only it will trigger in between that parameter. Say for example, if code has been updated, then if I give 5 minutes, then after changing the code or when they commit the code, after 5 minutes, it will trigger the job. Okay, like that. It will wait for 5 minutes and it will trigger poll SEM. That is how this is going to be. It will check if changes happen, then only it will trigger. Otherwise, it won't, because that will save your time, right? Or the space of the uh, Jenkins is going to save. Okay. Otherwise, it will occupy more space, right? Each and every time if you will run the Jenkins. So now I am not going to change anything here. See here, build environment. Which environments you have to start, like QA environment, QA1, QA2, QA3, like this. Okay, workspaces or buildings. So any parameters. Okay, QA1, QA2, like this. This is the environment parameters which we are going to execute this. And build steps. So these all are the different execute Windows batch command, execute shell command. This is we require some kind of scripting, shell scripting for executing this. But right now we are just simply running this. That's it. Okay. So this is the post build actions. So how you are going to, so if you want any email notification or anything like that. Okay. So this is how we are going to create all these parameters. Maybe in real-time applications, you may have the different batches are there. So different environment configurations also it would be happen, but that depends on the company. Okay. See, now this is the demo batch, right? So now if I'll go to my dashboard, it will create one demo batch here. So this is the not applicable. As of now, we haven't run any job here. See, now this is the blue status. Blue status indicates that that job is pending. See, green status is nothing but that job is successfully executed. Okay, this is the sun, like uh, some are failed or something. So this representation are sun. These all are the icons. If you want to go with small icons or medium icons or large icons. So this is how we are going to see now how I can run this job. See here we have, right, in this demo batch. Now here no bills are in the queue. Okay. So here go to demo batch and here you have the build now option, right? So now if I click on this, the moment I click on build now, your bills are processed here. See, you are able to see, right? Demo batch here. It is processing. Okay. So now there is no batch in the queue. So this batch has been run. Now successfully won. Say if I go in this batch, you can see the last build actions 18 seconds ago. Okay. So now if I'll go to here, you can see the console output. Here you have the console output. So here you can see running the system building in workspace. Okay. Then it goes to the cloning the repository. Okay, and this cloning the repository and what they have in this thing. See this commit message demo jenkins.java. This is successfully finished success. So like this, it goes to the cloning repository and then it will enter, it will check all the parameters, see, progress. Okay, here it is progress, then it is committing, checking out revisions. Okay, so these all are the things going to be happen. So even if I make some changes here, then it is automatically reflect there also. Okay, so this is how we are going to execute your jobs automatically. Okay, so similarly, see here also we have some multiple jobs are there. So this one is poll. In this configurations, we have given some kind of schedule. Okay, every 2 minutes. That means that this job will execute every 2 minutes if changes are happening in the code. Suppose if I made any changes here, then it is automatically trigger that job. Okay. Say for example, if I will make some changes here, 19 or 20, so I will make some changes here, 20 I will made here. Now I am going to commit the changes here. Okay, now I commit the changes. I'm giving here latest build, first Java. Okay, latest build dot Java. Okay, so this one message I'm passing. Where executing Jenkins server. Okay, so now I am just did the commit changes. This has been done. Now if you observe carefully here, so this job done, right? So here currently it is 6 is there. Just if you can wait for 2 minutes, then this is going to be changes to 7. I am not going to do anything because I have already set the parameter there. Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes. Then it will automatically trigger this. See now, once complete this, see here you got this right. Queue में आ गए. You got in the queue right here. Job done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it will trigger. So imagine that if you have 1,000 lines of code is there, how easy it is in order to schedule these jobs. See now this has been, now no bills are in the queue, right? See now this has been changed to 7. Now if I'll go here, see this last build happened in 27 seconds ago. And if I go to the console option, see it will download it and the message which is happening here, latest build.java, right? So this is how we are going to execute, commit, pull, automatically it is going to get the system. So this is the overall view of jobs, like how the Jenkins is going to work. And now I will show you after this section how this, suppose I have 4 jobs are there, how I can do one after another without executing manually. Say for example, now I am building normally, but I don't want to run manually here. I want to implement first testing, then Sri Jenkins, then job done, then demo batch. So these all 4 at a time I have to run without having any manual intervention. That I will show you. Just join in the same link only. Okay. We'll continue for 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. Then we can wind up this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Srivalli. Hello.
Sir, I was using earphones, so I think it was not audible.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm saying that after we can connect on the same link. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll continue for 20 minutes. So how these jobs are going to run